So tonight we're going to be talking about generative questions, and that's really looking at asking questions that make you think critically about the kind of work that you're doing. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I'll dive right into the presentation now. So I wanted to start with defining what a generative question is. We did talk about it briefly in the last session where we talked about making effective meetings. But the word generative or generative discussion refers to, it can refer to a playful or inventive set of inquiries that create meaning. So really looking at things in a different way or a more playful way. It's about identifying and figuring out what the important challenges, problems, opportunities, and questions are for your organization. And then it's also about making sense of problems that you're encountering. So if when a problem comes up that's unexpected, you take some time to investigate why it happened. That's part of having generative discussions. And then finally, it's thinking about the way that the group thinks, discusses, and considers issues. So some people say that it's thinking about thinking sometimes, and that's true to an extent. What I really wanted to focus on in this little pop-up was some examples of generative questions you can ask and where you might ask them when you're doing your work as a community league. So the first one is asking your group what question, if we answered it, could make the most difference to the future of our league. Again, it's thinking about thinking or thinking about what your process is and finding out what you need to do to make change. That's what that question's focused on. So you may be sitting around a board table having a similar discussion to ones you've had before, and you may ask this to try to drive change for your organization. A second generative question is, what could we do better to make change in our community? That's getting to a similar point to the first question, but really it's taking a look at what you already do and seeing how you could do it better. So you might look at membership sales and say, how can we change the way we offer membership? If you sell all of your memberships in person, face-to-face, with the membership director doing that sale, you may come to, in that conversation, to the idea that you want to promote the online membership sales that are available, or having memberships available in local stores in your community. Another question that I think is important to ask is, how do we know what the community needs? So asking what the community needs is an important question, but equally as important is, how do we know what the community needs? So where are we getting our information from? How do we engage with the community? And then the last example that I'm going to go over tonight is, what had real meaning for you from what you've heard, what surprised you, and what challenged you? So these are questions that you could ask after a presentation that's made to your group, or after one member of the group puts forward an issue for discussion, as a way to generate more discussion among the board around what was truly meaningful, impactful, and so on from that conversation. I hope these questions were a good resource for you, and I look forward to seeing you in future office hours.